S&P 500 has become a household name, often seen as the gold standard for smart investing. It is widely known for tracking 500 of America's largest companies and over the past decade has delivered impressive returns. But is it truly the ultimate investment strategy? Hi, my name is Xueni. In my day job, I give evidence-based financial advice to high-net-worth families to help them maximize their money for everything that matters to them. Today, I'll explain why even this iconic index isn't bulletproof and why your financial goals deserve more than a one-size-fits-all approach. Point number 1. The lost decade. How would you feel if you invested your hard-earned money and 10 years later had less than what you started with? That's exactly what happened to investors who put their faith in the S&P 500 at the start of year 2000. Over the next decade, despite holding some of America's largest companies, the index delivered a negative annualized return of 0.9%. This period became known as the lost decade. Meanwhile, other parts of the global market like emerging markets saw strong performance during the same period. The takeaway? No single country's market, not even the US, stays on top forever. That's why diversification isn't just smart but essential. Point number 2. Not as passive as it seems. Here's an important truth. Indexes are designed by people. Many investors think the 500 in the S&P 500 means they are investing in all of the 500 biggest US companies. But that's not quite true. The S&P 500 is a hand-picked list based on rules created by a committee. For example, to be included, a company must show a profit in the most recent quarter and over the past 4 quarters. So even large, well-known companies can be left out if they don't meet these rules. Take Tesla for example. In January 2020, it was already the 60th largest US company by market size. By July, it reported positive earnings and met the S&P's requirement. But it wasn't added to the index until 5 months later on December 21st. Why the delay? The committee decided to wait. That kind of timing decision based on judgment is not what most people would call passive investing. And it had a real cost. Between the announcement on November 16 and the day Tesla was finally added, its stock price jumped by about 71%. That's a gain S&P 500 investors completely missed out on. Why does the committee announce these changes in advance? Because the index was originally designed to be a benchmark, not an investment. And Tesla isn't the only case. As of February 29 last year, 73 companies that ranked among the 500 largest by market value were left out of S&P 500. Together, they were worth about 2.1 trillion, more than the total value of Singapore's stocks market. So if those companies perform well, missing them could hurt your returns. So remember, investing in S&P 500 doesn't mean you're getting exposure to all 500 biggest US companies, and the rules that shape the index might not align with your own investment goals. Point number 3. Is indexing aligned with your goals? The main goal of index funds is to closely match the performance of index they track, not to deliver the best outcome for investors. But as an investor, your goal is to get the best possible returns for the level of risk you're comfortable with. These two goals are not always the same. Indexes were created as benchmarks, not as investments. To reiterate point number 2, index funds can miss out on strong performing companies simply because of how the rules are written, like waiting for months to include a big company, or announcing trades ahead of time, or squeezing all trades into a single day. That's like buying roses on Valentine's Day, crowded and expensive. Index investing is good but not great. Keep the good parts such as broad diversification, low fees, and a transparent, rules-based approach, but improve on the bad parts. What is the right way for you then? Investing should always start with you. Your goals, your timeline, your comfort with risk. The S&P 500 doesn't know when you plan to retire, whether you are saving for a home or funding your children's education. That is why relying only on a broad market index like S&P 500 may not give you what you truly need. A better approach is to work with a good financial advisor and use a goal-based strategy that focuses on achieving your personal outcomes, not just chasing returns. The best strategies combine this goal-based approach with evidence-based investing, built on decades of academic research and long-term market data. That is the real bulletproof framework. A good advisor should bring it all together using data, research, real planning, while making sure your investment plan evolves with the changes in your life. The S&P 500 is good, but it's not a complete strategy. Don't mistake tips from friends or social media influencers as real financial advice. A true strategy focuses on what really matters: your goals, your time horizon, your risk tolerance, and a clear plan forward. With the right advice and a diversified plan, you're far more likely to reach your goals than relying on just one index. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, share your thoughts or investment approach in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye! Rules-based approach, but improve on the bad ones.